Hello students, so today we are going to start another poem from your syllabus, that is The Last Bargain. And what is special about this poem is that it is written by the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, the same Tagore, who has written our national anthem, not just our country's national anthem, but he has composed two countries' national anthem. One is of India and the other one is of Bangladesh. And students, just remember that Rabindranath Tagore, he is famously called Gurudev. He is a very well known Bengali poet, prose writer. He has written so many songs and stories and dramas, and also some essays on political and personal topics. Now, this man is very popular Bengali poet. He is known as a poet basically. Now let's start the poem and see what is the theme of the poem. When we will start the poem, we'll see that it gives a message, a very important message, and that message is how a man longs for freedom. Okay, the poem, when it opens, you will see a laborer seeking for work, but his desire was to keep himself free from anybody's burden. You see, we call it boss of one's own. So he was that kind of person. Actually, it is not just about the laborer the poet has indicated, it is a human desire that we always want to stay free, stay liberal. We do not want to confine ourselves by anybody, into anybody. Okay, so now when this laborer, he was walking on the road, he found the path was very stony. Okay, the way was too rough for him to walk, but still, since it was morning time, he thought that it is the correct time to go and search for work, and he decided to go out of his house. So what happens, we'll see in the poem, The Last Bargain. That is the name of this poem. So we know that bargain means something, or something in which two parties, they get agree to deal on some material in return of something. So bargain, we can call it's an agreement in which both the parties, they promise each other of giving something to each one. Okay, so when suppose we go out, we look for work, and we want to do some work. Obviously, if we are going to work for somebody, we will be paid, maybe in terms of money, and if not in terms of money, we are going to get at least something out of it. So now this I hope the meaning of bargain is clear. See, look at the poem. It is divided into 4 stanzas, and the first stanza, it tells you, it starts with abrupt, it's an abrupt opening. Okay, the protagonist of the poem, the hero is not a like royal man. He is just a normal laborer, just like us. Okay, he's walking on a stony path, and he is speaking to people, asking them to give him work, come and hire me. This is what he is crying on the road. It is just morning scene. It is early morning, and he is out there on that stony path, and he's shouting this slogan, okay, come and hire me, come and hire me, because he wanted to have some work. So now, students, for your convenience, I have given you some new words. Okay, so the first word is chariot, that you will see in the very first stanza of the poem. Chariot means a royal car, we can say, or an open vehicle pulled by horses, a cart. Okay, and I have given a picture inside this video. When you will continue the video, you are going to watch the king sitting in its chariot. Now, hedge, the other word is hedge. You can see in this picture, hedge is similar to fence. Okay, a row of bushes or trees that makes the edge of a garden, or that makes the fences of the garden, is called hedge. Now there is another word that is used, henceforward. Henceforward means from now onwards. Now the bargain word that I have already explained to you, and then another word is wanderer. Wanderer means somebody who roams, and wandered means to go on roaming, okay, not going straight, just loitering around, okay. So the key points in the poem that you need to remember is when the laborer is walking on the road, there are various people they meet him, okay. He meets a king, and then he meets a very rich man, then he next meets a lady, a beautiful maiden, and at last he meets a child. So these all people, they give him a proposal. Now what he accepts and what he rejects is the question. So let's read the poem. So here I have given you summary, students, okay. So after completing the poem, you can go through the summary, and you can just get the whole idea in a few lines. So now in the poem we will see that the poem is about someone looking for a job, and he wants to be hired without losing his freedom. See, there is very much focus on the freedom, okay. So the man, he want to be hired by somebody, and he wants to do some work, but at the same time he doesn't want to work for somebody who doesn't value him. He wanted to work for someone who allows him to live freely on his own. So in the first stanza you will see the poet, the wanderer, the laborer, he is roaming in the street, okay, and what he is searching for, he is searching for work, and he is crying in the crying on his way, and he's saying, people come and hire me, okay. Hire means to take me along, okay. I want to work for you, hire me, okay. I'll work and you people have to pay me. So this is what he is telling people, okay. Next what happens, he meets a king. The king is in his chariot, okay, sword in his hand, it is written, sword in his hand, the king came in his chariot. So I have already told you that the king, he was in his chariot, in his royal cart, and there is a sword in his hand. So this sword in his hand is a symbol of the power and the glory of the king. King is a mighty person now, okay. We all know how superior is king, okay. He is the one who rules over the subjects of his country, okay. So now this sword is a symbol of power, okay, and he is holding a sword in his hand and telling people, okay, telling this man, okay, I'll hire you, definitely I'm going to hire you, but the condition is I'll hire you with my power, okay. So the word power, okay, after listening to his this power word, he thought for a second, okay, and he said his power counted for naught, means I do not value anything called power, or power isn't having any value in front of me. And this was the reason, after listening to his word power, he said that I don't believe in anybody's power, and thus what he did, he rejected his offer. And then when he rejected his offer, obviously what the king did, he went away. Now you can see the king's proposal was to hire the man, but obviously if he would have accepted the offer, he would get a lot of wealth out of that in that. But the man, he wanted to be a worker, not somebody who is a slave to the king. And when he said that I'll hire you with my power, he refused the king's offer. So this is how he refused the first offer. Now you can see this man, oh, you know how happy he looks, how a free spirit he is looking. Now the king in his chariot, you can see here the king sitting. Now comes the second proposal, okay. The second proposal is the proposal of a rich man, okay, a man who is quite wealthy. Now the morning has turned into a midday, and it is quite warm, it is, the weather is quite temperature is quite high, it is the heat that is like burning the man, scorching, it was scorching. And when the writer not sorry, not writer, when the man, okay, this laborer, okay, when this laborer, he was walking on the road, he found that almost all the houses, their doors were shut, okay, the doors were closed. Now here I just feel that the doors are shut. Here it is giving a sense of a stage in life where we are not getting various opportunities, like we have just a few selected option, and out of those selected ones we have to choose something. Okay, so here he says that I wandered along the crooked lane. Students, I just suggest you to keep the text open so that you can read the lines from there. Okay, he says that I wandered along the crooked lane. Crooked means not straight, it is bent. Crooked means a wicked thing, evil thing, but here crooked means the bent. So he was just wandering around, okay, he's roaming here and there, loitering around, finding for in the search of a job or some work. So there he meets an old man. This old man, you see, he came out with his bag of gold. There was a big bag of gold with this man, okay, and he when this man when he heard this man, okay, come and hire me, he called this man, okay, come here, and he pondered, okay, pondered means thought, he thought for a second, okay. See, I will hire you with my money. Now again the word money, it struck or it hit very sharply to the man. Okay, he said that he just didn't say I'll hire you, okay, I'll give you work. He said I'll hire you with my money. He understood that this man, he is quite proud, and he is in the like thought, or he thinks of himself that since he has a lot of money, he can just make anybody his slave. So this man, what he did again, after listening the word, okay, I'll hire you with my money, he rejected the offer, and finally the man went away, counting and weighing his coins one by one. Okay, this act of this man, as he was weighing his own coins, it shows that the man was quite greedy, okay, and quite calculative. So this was the reason that he rejected his offer. Now it was the evening time, the weather was beautiful, and he was just crossing you can see the bag of gold, students, here, okay, in the video. Now after this, there comes this beautiful evening. He was just crossing a garden. The fences were looking beautiful, it was full of flowers, and suddenly he come across as a fair maid, a beautiful girl, a gorgeous lady. Okay, so here this gorgeous lady is not actually a gorgeous lady, but it is a symbol of the temptations in life. Okay, so he this girl came to him, this fair beautiful maid came to him, and he said, okay, I'll hire you with a smile. Okay, now she tried to enchant this man, she tried to grab this man into temptation, but we can see the man's mind, his perspective, his own thoughts of liberty. He was so determined to be liberal that he rejected the offer. Okay, he said, okay, I do not want to accept your offer. Okay, and after just saying this, he saw that the girl's smile got paled, it got faded away, and instead of smile, he could see the tears melting into. Okay, now this girl, after listening that her offer is getting rejected, she turned away, she went back, and she turned back alone in the dark. Now it was the time when you can see this beautiful girl, students, okay, and this girl's offer got rejected by this man. It means the man was not an easy, not, he couldn't be an easy prey. Okay, he was so determined. So now at last he gets a proposal. Now whose proposal it is, see, ultimately what happens, the man comes to a seashore, okay, and there he found a child playing with shells. Students, in the next picture I have shown you what shells are, and you can see the shells on the beach. Okay, the child, he offered to take his service. Okay, uh, the child said to the man, I want to give you a job. Okay, see how strange it is, no, how funny it is. How can a kid give a job to a man? Okay, he said, I want to hire your services, but I have nothing to give you in return. Now this man, he got impressed, and he instantly, what he did, he accepted the offer, because all he wanted was to see the innocence. And when he saw the innocence, and when he heard the term, okay, in return for nothing, so this he found is the right bargain. Okay, so finally he accepted the offer, and just because he loved to see the freedom of the small kid, how he was enjoying himself, the poet knew instantly, the laborer knew instantly, that after getting into his service, he will also be a happy man, he will also be having a smiley face. And this is how, students, the chapter ends, the poem ends. I hope you found the chapter very beautifully written, and the poem is a such a piece of inspiration for every one of us, because we all should, seek for liberty. We shouldn't try to make ourselves slave of anybody. Okay, we should never try to yield ourselves towards temptations or towards money. The ultimate goal of life is to be happy. So this is what I try to explain at my level best. Hope you understood. See you guys soon. Bye bye.